Ladies and gentlemen, it is your host, Brennan Lafferty, back at it again. Little change of scenery here, not in the studio today. If you are watching this, this is a reposted episode. For those of you who do not know, last year when we started the club, we posted a couple of episodes on Spotify, and they all got removed. We don't really know the reason why, but I still have the files of the audio recordings. So for the next couple of days, I'm going to start reposting some of the old episodes. Yeah, so feel free to tune in. If you are watching this on YouTube, our SoundCloud links will be above. And for all listeners, if you want to follow us on Instagram, follow us at LHS_podcast_club for updates and extra info about the next episode. So yeah, thank you for tuning in and enjoy the pod.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to LHS Podcast Club. It's been a minute, aka Tigers today.
Yeah, it's been a minute, aka like 3 weeks.
We're sorry, guys.
We've been busy and sports meetings and stuff.
You know, our account got banned for no apparent reason.
On Spotify.
So we haven't figured out a way to get these episodes up and running on Spotify. So we decided to take a mental break.
A needed break.
Yeah, we
Much
have
needed break.
recordings that we're gonna try and post, but
Yeah.
we need to work on it.
As the uploader, I've been off my game, so I apologize. But you guys are gonna see rapid fire episodes being posted in the next coming weeks.
Ideally. Okay,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
Musical happened recently.
Yeah.
We did this thing called the Seussical, based on a bunch of Dr. Seuss characters. I was one of the leads. I was Horton the Elephant.
Yes, sir.
And I don't want to go on a rant, so you guys lead this conversation. Ask me questions.
Yeah.
So I'm interested in the build-up of it because I know the rehearsals can be very long.
The
I
rehearsals
know
are
it.
killer.
I know it's like from 5 to 10. It's like a crazy commitment.
Okay,
Tell
but-
me what it's like to practice, because you have to practice like exactly how it's going to be in the show.
Yeah, well, rehearsals had started in December. Like we had auditions the week after Macbeth ended,
Oh, wow.
and then we've been working on it since up until the show, which is like the week of March 20 something.
And how long are the practices?
Most practices were 2 hours for a long time until probably like February break. Then they became 3 hours, and then the week before the show it became 5 hours. And it's just
That's a lot.
Yeah,
That's almost
like I was almost as busy, if not more busy, with just the musical as I was with football and the play.
I was just about to say that is double the amount of time of a
The
commitment to
time
sport.
requirements are
When you look
actually
at it from just
insane.
a practice standpoint, being a part of the play is probably the biggest time commitment out of any like activity
Anything you can
at
do at the
Littleton.
school, yeah,
Like
easily.
Like sports, I'd say. I think.
Yeah, and I mean I understand why you need it, like with all the music and the dancing, but
Yeah.
it's still really tough.
You are, Owen, very, very gifted, I would say, with memorizing or reciting
That's
things.
true. I'm
So,
very good at memorizing. It wasn't
How-
horrible for me.
yeah. So, how hard would a play be for someone that maybe isn't as strong as memorizing things as the next person?
It
Like,
depends a bit. Like I would consider, and most people would consider Macbeth and Shakespeare easier to memorize. Not only because it's so weird, but because a lot of it rhymes. It just helps you with the flow of it. I think also having it be in song helps. I think it's
Yeah.
easier to remember lyrics to a song than just words to say.
Yeah.
Then again, we obviously made some mistakes because of everything combined.
And you guys do
So-
4 shows. 4 shows?
Yeah, 4 shows.
That's
of
more
just
than him,
non-stop
right?
singing.
And Macbeth, right?
Yeah, Macbeth we only had 3, but that was because of a scheduling error.
Yeah.
So that was the 4 shows was really rough.
what are the nerves like on the first show? I couldn't imagine.
Well, so we had our final dress rehearsal the Thursday of, and I think that's when the nerves started for me because we had some teachers there with their kids and pictures, so it kind of felt like our first show. but at the same time, like, the nerves are killer, dude. Like, I feel like I need to, like, throw up before each show.
Yep.
It's because, like,
Tell me if I'm wrong. I feel like once you say your first line, you're already settled in.
That's how it works for plays, not with musicals.
There is a big there's a big difference.
I'm nervous the entire show. They're like until right up at the end where we only have 2 full ensemble songs left. I was nervous, and it showed because on the Sunday matinee, I totally flunked one of my lines, completely forgot it.
Now, I came to this show on Saturday. And Owen,
I meant Saturday matinee.
Yeah, and Owen told me later that night, he was like, I messed up terribly. And let me tell you guys right now, there was not one mistake, in my opinion, from anyone on the whole entire stage. So I think that it's the little details that might affect you guys, but I think the crowd didn't notice.
Well, there was a little kid in the front row that went, huh? After I messed up. He may be the only one that noticed it.
I did not notice that.
No, the funniest thing about it is all the other actors on stage, they thought I made an acting decision. They didn't realize I messed up. They thought I purposefully did that.
Improvise.
That's how much confidence they have in me, I guess.
Yeah. That's good though.
Which is good, but like I still beat myself up about it.
Yeah, I feel like
it's more so how fast you can recover, or in this case, improvising.
Well, yeah.
Improvising so how
because my line was supposed to be all like despondent and sad, and that's kind of what I did. Like instead of, surely you heard that, it was clear as a bell. Well, all of you surely heard that very well. This is what I said. So I started saying a line that happened like 2 minutes later in the song, which would have skipped a bunch of it. So I started saying, do you hear what I hear? So I was like, do you hear what I... So, scene.
That's
what I said. And then I just went quiet and looked down at my prop at the egg, and I was like so scared.
Were you on the chair?
Yeah, and there was just enough time that there was an awkward pause, at least for me, but like, wow, that was like, it felt like a dream. Like my body was tingling.
No, I think another thing too is like, just like we were saying before, how well can your group improvise when someone messes up? I think that the fact that you guys, even though it was a small mistake, like your group still made it sounded perfectly. So I didn't notice a difference.
Yeah, well, it took the orchestra a few extra seconds to realize I wasn't actually going to say my line.
Do you guys talk about does like Mr. DeCoste or does anyone talk to you guys about improvising? Is that like a...
Not really. The closest thing to improvising we do normally is just saying like, make your character your own. But besides that, there's not much on improving.
Attention juniors and seniors, today is the last day to buy prom tickets, which are on sale right now in the auditorium. Thank you.
Thank you, announcement lady. But yeah, so I mean, I'm not bad at improvisation, but at the same time, well now, since that happened, every show that I do next year, the play and the musical, I'm going to be thinking about that, and that's going to be on my mind, and it's going to make my nerves even worse. Because the sensation I felt, like, my skin went cold, and it started tingling, and my heart started beating. It actually felt like a dream, and I was so scared. Like, I didn't know what was going to happen. Because you see all this media about messing up on stage in front of a lot of people and people knowing. It's bad. It feels horrible.
This is what I'm saying. Oh, no one noticed. No, I don't really think anyone in the audience noticed.
That's the only good thing. The audience doesn't know what we're supposed to say.
That don't really, they've never been around the plot. I guess they've never been around.
And even adults, nobody's watched Seussical before. Besides the seniors who did it when they were in 4th grade. I don't think that counts, though.
Not really.
Yeah.
Tell me what a rehearsal is like.
Well,
Let's say like a 2-hour rehearsal, not the 5-hour one.
So up until probably February, we had the rehearsals split from we would have separate music and dancing rehearsals. Music rehearsals, we'd all come in, we'd grab some chairs, sit around the piano and learn the music, run through the music with our books. Eventually we'd go off book, and that would be that. And the music director would critique us.
Oh no.
That's how I'll say it. I'll say it like that.
Is the music director?
I'm not naming names, but there are a lot of people who had a lot of problems with certain people in the leadership. And then dancing rehearsals were much more fun. We'd come, we'd do some stretches and some warm-ups, and then we'd just learn the choreographies, which was much more fun. And then as time went on, the rehearsals got longer. We started running through songs, dancing and singing.
Yeah.
And yeah.
So like a day before the play or a couple days before, you'll literally do as if you're doing the play. You'll do a full run through, right?
Yeah, that's what Tech Week is.
Yeah.
So it starts with Sitz Probe, which is on Saturday. First time with the orchestra. We run through the entire show just singing.
Yeah.
And then we have Super Sunday, which goes from 2 p.m. to 10 p.m. We run through the show twice.
Oh.
And then, costume and makeup is scattered throughout the week. But then Tech Week, we have Monday, full run through. Tuesday is our dark night, which means we have it off because we don't want to ruin our voices.
Gotta rest, yeah.
Yeah, and then Wednesday, Thursday, we have the orchestra, work out any kinks that we have. And Thursday is our final full dress, and then the show.
That's good.
The worst thing about it, though, well, there are two really bad things. One, the orchestra, I'm not going to trash on them too much, but the orchestra, 95% of the time when mistakes were being made, it was because of the orchestra or because the music director didn't teach us what the orchestra had, so we would have different things. And then the other thing was I was sick. Like I got sick the Saturday before the show.
Yeah.
And I was just
You were scared at
it
that,
was
right?
the worst feeling ever.
Yeah.
Like I could almost not sing. So
Yeah, no,
I did everything I could to get rid of that cold, and thank God it went away.
What's the fear of potentially having a voice crack during the
That's a good
show?
question.
Voice
Because,
crack.
see, that's the thing you can't improvise. That's the thing that the crowd will notice.
Yeah.
I noticed that with some people in certain rehearsals.
You just kind of.
I mean,
You
we're
can't control
good
it,
enough
really.
actors. If there's a musical piece that may cause us to have a voice crack, like it's really high or it strains us, we're probably smart enough to know whether or not we can do it, whether or not we should balance ourselves. But I wasn't super worried about it. I could comfortably hit all my notes, mildly comfortably hit all my notes in my chest and head voice, so I didn't have much fear of an actual voice crack.
Yeah.
But
I
there
think
there
it can
were people
relate.
who had like a lot of high songs, a lot of belting.
Yeah.
That was much tougher for them.
I think it could relate to sports pretty well. Like if you're out on that field, you have to think you're the best player out there.
Oh yeah, sports is less stressful than that.
I like, yeah.
Like even walking out on the football field every varsity game, with seeing those massive crowds, I was nervous. I was nervous enough I threw up twice during warm-ups in football, but it is just nothing compared to the
Fear of
musical.
messing up the
Yeah.
play.
Oh man, it's
What I'm
it's
saying
rough,
is
dude.
like when you mess up, you just you can't let it get to your head.
Yeah.
Like
That's what I
especially
done.
in a play.
When I messed up my line, I just said
That's
like,
when the audience-
okay, I know the rest of my stuff. I just
Yeah.
need to keep a smile on my face.
Yeah, exactly.
The
Even though it
audience
was
can pick up
forced.
on bad body language and when a person looks defeated.
Yeah, well, it helps
Yeah.
that most of the musical, my character is supposed to look defeated and sad.
Mm.
But at the same, so like my
Right.
my mess up kind of fit my character. That's why people thought it was
Yeah.
a choice. But at the same time, it did help. It did help. Like if I'm supposed to be
Yeah.
some jolly, happy guy, and then I just boom
Yeah.
forget my line, it's much more obvious.
Well, I think it was, there had to have been some foreshadowing because I remember Owen and I were talking 2 weeks before the play, And Owen was just like, you know, I've been taking my vitamins. I've been getting good sleep. I am not
The
trying.
preparation was real for
I
Owen.
am. He
Yeah,
said,
it
and I
was
quote,
seriously intense.
and I quote, I can't get sick before this play. And a week later,
But I've been telling my family, if I don't get sick now, I'm gonna get sick closer to the show.
which is
Going to happen.
so maybe it was a blessing in disguise that you got sick, not a couple days before. You had a week to recover, and
Almost
you,
a week.
yeah. And I remember just like you were just like, I'm not talking. Like you had the mask. Like
Don't
you were.
talk,
Yep.
wear a mask.
Yep.
Hot tea with honey and lemon.
Oh yeah.
Throat lozenges, water with lemon.
What's that? Fort
Neti pot.
Fort what?
Huh?
Fort Lodging. What?
Throat lozenges.
That makes more sense. Nah, but
I
like,
did everything possible.
yeah. No, but I've seen people in the past. Like I know it's a pretty common thing, like saving your voice, and like I remember.
Yes, we know during Macbeth, the person
Oh.
playing Macbeth went on vocal rest.
Yeah.
It was a little extreme, but
Yeah, she would not dead silent. Like,
yeah, like whiteboard.
yeah.
It's not that intense for me. It helps that my voice gets warmed up when I talk more.
Yeah.
But yeah, I didn't need that much vocal rest. But also I had to consider that like we were running the entire show each night, so I had to
Exactly, bro.
control how I sang.
4 shows. How'd your voice not get like burnt out after the
And
first one?
After the third show, after we had already had 2 shows on Saturday, I went out to dinner. There was a senior dinner, and I was invited.
Calm.
And well, actually, fun fact, podcast listeners, you won't know what this means. This is where the event actually took hold. But besides that, yeah, senior dinner, there was a lot of talking, a lot of raising our voice, because there was like 18 people all at one table, and we were all excited. You know, 3 well done shows. You know.
Good.
So for the
There's actually one of the ensemble characters on Sunday. Her voice was like gone. She was talking like this.
Yeah.
Like during warm-ups, and it was so funny.
That sucks.
But it's okay because she didn't have any. She had like one solo speaking line, I think.
Oh.
So it didn't hurt the play at all.
That's
I
fine.
sang my solo from 6th grade chorus, Remember Me, in my stats class.
Yeah.
Miss Kern loved it.
Wait,
Was that in
wait,
stats?
this year? Wait,
That
whoa,
was
whoa,
in
whoa, whoa,
stats.
whoa.
Didn't
You
you
sang
do
this
it in-
year?
Didn't you do it in last year as well?
I don't
In
recall
Miss
that.
Kern's class.
Wait a minute. You actually
Maybe.
wait. You said when was this?
Well, technically it wasn't a solo. It was like 4 other people.
When
like,
was
This
this?
was 6th grade chorus.
No, but when did you re-sing it in stats?
Oh,
Like months ago.
Oh,
last week.
I'm trying to hear
Oh,
that.
really?
I'm trying to hear
crazy.
that.
Like,
Dude.
I'm trying to
like
hear.
Sarah joined in.
What?
It was really funny.
Ooh, that's funny.
Shout out Miss
Sometimes-
Kern.
Sam
Shout out Miss
sometimes I
Kern.
just,
not
like-
control our music.
You know whenever you just get like it'll be like a song that you haven't listened to in years, and it just pops up in your head.
Yeah,
That was
yeah.
Remember
And you
Me.
still remember the lyrics.
And I
That's happened to me on test
and
day.
like yeah, and I just started singing along, and then me and Anon were singing, and then Sammer joined in.
That's so fun. That's pretty fun, actually.
Yeah.
Miss Kern was
Did Miss Kern join in?
no, but it was pretty funny.
Really, really quickly, have a little bit of time left. I want to
A
switch the
little bit of time, we have
conversation.
9 minutes.
Switch the conversation.
New track guy.
New track guy.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Owen, I was this close to being right there with you.
Really?
I was this close.
Yeah, Finn was mad because he was like, yeah, I'm going to take track off. I'm going to work, make a lot of money. And it was like, I'm like, hey, Finn, I'm doing track. And he's like, God damn it.
Yeah.
But yeah, track, oh my gosh. We had the word. We have some really bad workouts. I'm planning on doing the decathlon, though, which is a total of, bless you, 10 events.
That's crazy.
So I need to train for basically everything. Like if so running is split into distance, sprinting, and hurdles. So if there's a hurdle and a sprinting workout, I do hurdles. And if there's one or the other, I always do the workout. So every single day basically I have either a sprinting or a hurdle workout for the first hour of practice. And then I may do throwing. I may do pole vault. I may do some jumping, or
Yeah.
even just some like core.
Yeah. Well,
It's not as much of a time commitment as I had expected.
yeah.
Like, honestly, I'm less busy with track, even though it's every day 3 to 5. I'm less busy than I was with the theater. with the
Theater's a lot,
musical.
bro.
See, that's the thing. Like, every other sport is like, especially during the week, is like a 2-hour commitment. Like, you might feel physically, especially track, you will feel physically
gosh.
drained
Dude, my
after those 2
glutes
hours.
are
Those 2
killing me.
hours, it will feel like 4 hours of physical activity. But in terms of literal time, like, you are spending
Yeah.
more time in the place.
And it wasn't exactly a walk in the park either. We still had to dance in
Right.
costumes
Right.
and sing, which was certainly strenuous.
Our lacrosse practices are only an hour and a half during the week.
Dude,
So-
I'm so jealous.
You guys are double, which is crazy.
Give me an insight on the lacrosse season, Brendan.
Yeah. How's the cross going? You guys have had a few games, right?
Yeah, we have had a few games. We
Undefeated.
undefeated 2-0 right now.
Let's go.
2-0
Who'd you beat?
undefeated. We beat Assabet and we beat Hudson. Shout out Hudson though, having a surprisingly good team this year. Well, new, well-coached team. They had strong underclassmen team.
Oh, that's
It's
good.
always a fight.
Yeah, no.
Honestly,
it
every
was-
sport.
Yeah, they were normally not the best. We normally get to put our JV team in for the whole entire second half, but props to them for being good. Unfortunately, though, Matt
Big
Clark,
news.
yeah,
Big news.
big news. Matt
Mr.
Clark,
MC himself.
yeah, it's.
I was gut wrenched. when I
Yeah,
heard that news.
we all.
So is it official? Like ACL?
No surgery has. I mean, I don't want to speak for him, but from what I know, he's going to see an orthopedic surgeon soon. But
Time will
That's
tell.
so.
Yeah,
that's so horrible, especially so early in the
yeah,
season.
prayers to Matt, bro. That's
We hope he can get back on the field.
hopefully, yeah, definitely.
Having a monster start to the season too.
Yeah, I know. He had, I think,
6 goals in the first
he
game.
was
I think.
8. I think he had
Oh, 6 in the first game.
He had an 8-point game, I think, versus.
That's about.
Yeah, he was
That
tied.
is
He was tied.
Insane.
That Assabet game was crazy.
Make
Was it
that man a
13-1?
captain.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh.
yeah.
That's really impressive.
Yeah, but we got Weston this weekend. Huge game.
Weston. Is that out of league game?
It is out of league.
Oh, so it's
It
gonna
is
be
We've never
tough.
played Weston in any other sport.
Yeah,
yeah,
we
that's a
play
good point.
Weston lacrosse. We've been playing them for the past
Are
4 years.
they your level?
They are.
Okay.
They're huge school. They are a tough opponent. We lost them 7-8 last year.
Oh,
It was a tough loss. But it'll be a challenging game to say the least. But
So Brendan, what is it like to kind of take the reins of a team now? You know,
Mm.
the upperclassmen are gone. You are now an upperclassman. What
Yeah.
is it like to be viewed as one of the guys on the roster?
yeah, so I think that definitely a lot more pressure, but pressure's a privilege.
Yep.
Mhm.
I feel like
Famous saying.
Preach.
yeah, I feel like I think last year, and I think just
That's my
like
favorite saying. That's my favorite saying.
yeah, I think all the years before, I think this lacrosse team, we've had very skilled teams in the past couple of years, but the team morale, I never thought was that good. I think this year we have a much closer group of guys. I think that myself and the other captains were on the same page. I think that we're more positive. I think that last year there was, I'm not going to say hazy, but there, yeah,
It's not just a lacrosse issue.
yeah.
When the,
Yeah,
I don't
well,
want to
I
name any names, but when the class of 23 leaves, I hear in every sport the team morale goes up.
100%. 100%.
Yes, honestly, yeah.
And our coach is feeding off of that too. Shout out Coach Parkinson, but yeah, a lot of responsibility, but pressure's a
And I've been
privilege.
hearing a lot of great things about Coach Parkinson and his heart.
Yeah,
He cares for the boys, and as a high school player, that's really all you want from a coach.
Honestly, yeah.
yeah, he is a
That
great.
that can match that level of passion that you have. That's all you really want.
How
Yeah.
tough is he as a coach, would you say? Does he run you
And he
guys
also
into
was
the
there-
No,
ground?
yeah, no, Coach. Like, I mean, as a good coach should be. There's this in the certain circumstances, if we're goofing off or we're, he is tough when he needs to be, but when he also has that side of him, which is like, he's a great coach. He's a great person off the field.
And from what I
Great
know,
person
Yeah,
off the
I can
field.
say that about Coach K too.
Yeah.
he was there for like what, since 7th grade, coaching you guys. Like you guys pretty much grew up with him.
Yeah, so he was the youth coach for years. He was my coach in 7th grade, but our season got cut off, and then he was my coach in 8th grade, and then during that time he was the assistant coach at the high school. So my freshman year, he took the lead as head coach at Littleton, and I would say, I mean, we've gone undefeated in the league, 8-0 past 2 years. So I'd say it's going pretty successful for him so far.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah. It's class.
Well, I'm glad to be able to end it off with
Yeah.
Owen's musical going great,
Yeah.
track season going well,
So
and
far.
Brendan's
Lacrosse season going
Yeah.
well so far.
We actually covered quite a bit. That's
Yeah.
pretty productive.
Very productive.
Good to be back on the
Yeah.
mic.
Good to be back. Hopefully we can be back
At a
next
consistent
week,
rate.
right before vacation.
week.
Maybe we can think of something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mom's
but
coming up into the month.
I think that.
Ooh, I like prom. I like a little prom.
True.
I like a little prom.
Plenty of
Oh,
spicy
dude.
topics coming up towards the end of the year, but our time is up. So
Thank you all for listening,
we'll
as
have to
always.
sign off.
Thank you. We'll see you guys in the next episode.
Adios.
Adios.